important social issues that affect our city. I plan to showcase organizations and heroes who are doing amazing things to help others. Remember to tune in every Tuesday morning at 10, starting soon.
This is Barbara Berrigan-Perea with Delta Flows, a radio show by the Voice of Stockton and Restore the Delta. This is the weekly radio show where we discuss everything Delta related: the environment, water management, water quality, farming, history and culture, public events, recreation, Delta food, and the arts. Tune into Delta Flows on KXVS, the Voice of Stockton, streaming live on Facebook and YouTube at KXVS Radio.
KXVS LP Stockton.
This program does not reflect the views of KXVS management or KXVS, the Voice of Stockton.
KXVS, the Voice of Stockton. And it's time for Walk the Talk with Jim T. Chong, the Wokstar.
Welcome, and we are looking so forward to a wonderful Christmas holiday here. And here on Walk the Talk, what we try to do is bring you out information that is relevant definitely to Stockton, California. We are broadcasting just off the Miracle Mile that really has implications nationally as well. And so today we have some very unique topics here, and we're going to be discussing culture. We have with us Sophoan Sorn. He is the festival director and also founder of the San Joaquin International Festival here that will be taking place on the 16th in December. We also have with us a legend here in terms of theater and the arts. We have Val Acoba, and many people in the theatrical community definitely know her for also supporting the youth with the Red Dragon Theater. And finally, we're lining it up with Eileen Kelly. She is with Big City Nightlife. She is a leisure entertainment concierge as well as a premium bartender, and has served places such as the Golden One Center. And matter of fact, she's doing a lot of things with the Sacramento Kings currently as well in the private parties and PGA golf tournaments. And so I'm very excited about this show. So welcome to Walk the Talk. And so as we go ahead and begin, we have with us Sophoan Sorn. And Sophoan, thank you for taking the time to really join us here today.
Thank you so much for having me on the show.
And, you know, I know you're out there in the city in San Francisco. So how did San Francisco steal you away from such a great place like Stockton, California?
Well, we're not so far from each other, you know, and I also still consider Stockton as my home as well. So I can, you know, we can live in both places, right?
Well, you know, great. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, you know, I know you've had a lot of fun, you know, doing your own directing, putting together films, but I know that's not what you do anymore. You actually run a lot of these festivals. You have some incredible things going on in San Francisco as well. I think you were telling me out of the hundreds of film festivals, what's your festival rated there, out there in San Francisco?
Well, you know, the rating is one thing, but the fact is that I've been in this position for eight years now as director of the German Film Festival Berlin and Beyond. It's the largest solely focused contemporary film festival in the San Francisco Bay Area. But you know, I really want to talk about, you know, the festival we have in Stockton that we're so excited about presenting this Saturday. And you know, I come back every year to Stockton to produce this festival, and I'm just so eager and so excited to share cinema, to share independent film, world films, to share short films of upcoming filmmakers with the community of Stockton, the San Joaquin County, and the Central Valley. And that's what I'm so excited about this upcoming Saturday.
You know, this upcoming Saturday is going to be at UOP, and I am just so excited about what you are doing. And I know the Central Valley Asian American Chamber of Commerce gave you an award a couple of years ago just for your contribution in really perpetuating, promoting the Asian culture and just doing what you do. And so let me just go ahead and ask a couple of questions of you. The first is, what got you into filming and the arts?
Yes. Well, Stockton got me into the arts and culture. Stockton, years and years ago, I was involved with the Stockton Sister Cities Association, and I made a documentary film about their journey to Iloilo that was celebrating 40 years of friendship and also a new friendship in Battambang, Cambodia. And then I really loved cinema so much, I went into film school here in San Francisco, and I went to a student film festival at the Castro Theater. And when I was there, I was like, wow, I would love to do this. I would love to bring this to my hometown. And so I decided I wanted to create a film festival in Stockton. And but I did not want to do it in the direction of just not knowing what I'm doing. So I started making a lot of friends in the industry here in San Francisco. I traveled across California. And I wanted to do it in a bold way. But I also did not know what I was doing in the very beginning. So I was also learning along the way. And then film, but film has always been my love. And I decided to not be a filmmaker anymore because production and curation are two different things. Finished products and working on production, it's not really the same factors, you know. But I found my love, found my passion in film festivals, and right now, you know, having done already 8 programs of San Joaquin Film Festival and already 7 programs of Berlin and Beyond here in San Francisco, and other film series I consult with as well. I really feel this has been my true calling in life for the last 30 years. I don't know the future holds, but at the moment, I feel that what I can do is to bring great cinema to Stockton at the San Joaquin Film Festival.
Well, that is great. And, you know, we never forget where we came from. That is the key to a lot of different things. And I want to ask you, I know your passion is really bringing international cinema to local communities. And why is that? What significance do you think that has? What prompted you to really set that as one of your endeavors?
Well, the thing is, personally, I love to travel. I travel to so many countries around the world. But also cinema, you get to travel as well. You get to go to different places, different stories, different time periods, different histories. Cinema is all-encompassing. You know, you can read books, you can imagine, but cinema brings a lot of things to life. Cinema is also truth-telling as well. Documentary filmmakers are seekers of truth and social justice. Cinema is such a powerful form of communication, of arts, of culture, of humanity as well. This year's festival, we have social justice in the forefront of our programming. We have this documentary film about the civil or labor rights activist and co-founder of the United Farm Workers, Dolores Peta. Her new documentary is making its Stockton debut this Saturday. In addition, we're showing the documentary film about climate change, the sequel to An Inconvenient Truth. The sequel is called Inconvenient Sequel, Truth to Power. That's being played as well at the festival. At the same time, we're also showing films about this year's lineup also includes films that are connected to the Central Valley. In addition to Dolores, we have this film called Listen, which was solely made in San Joaquin County. It's made by a Linden-born filmmaker named Aaron Christopher, produced by a Tracy-born filmmaker, Brooke Dooley. And also the team includes people from the Central Valley, but also Hollywood team as well. They came to Manteca and Linden to film all the scenes of this film. And so it's just very impressive that there's talent in this community. And we are not an island, you know. I mean, Stockton is, for example, a city with over 300,000 people, and there are people making waves in many other ways from Stockton. And I just believe that to be connected to the world through cinema is really my way of contributing to this community. I think each of us have our ways of giving to our community, to the place we grew up. I mean, I came to Stockton in 91. I was not born there, but it's always been my home. And so this is just something that I have been able to do, and I want to do it. Of course, each of us, we also have to have a desire to want to help and contribute, and this is my way of contributing to this community. But plus, at the same time, we have a community support. We have people in the community who have always been supportive of this film festival, and so it's a two-way street, you know, to be able to present a film festival, but also to have an audience that's eager and thirsty and then desirable for this kind of art and culture and entertainment as well. So,
you know, you have made such a big splash in this specific culture and community. So congratulations on what you're doing, award-winning in many different ways. And you know, I know you have to get going here, so I really appreciate the time that you've been able to spend with us here. Any final words to those that are thinking about getting into film, getting into the arts? What is your one big tip that you can give them if they're looking to really venture in this arena?
I think that all of us have our dreams, and all of us need to pursue our dreams, because it doesn't matter where you come from, where you grow up. It doesn't matter, you know, what circumstances. Of course, circumstances control what we do, but really, I believe that I have found my dreams and my callings and being able to do this film festival. It was just a dream. It was just a dream, something I woke up one morning and said I would like to do, and I went ahead and did it. But also to surround yourself with mentors, the people who have set the bar, set the standard. I did not just, you know, stay within my community. I went all over. I went out through California. I went to the world to stay connected with people who are doing this at the top of their ability. And so I think finding the right mentors and finding the right resources, and also to allow yourself to have to be a sponge for lifelong learning is the way that we're able to grow and to be able to become livers of dreams. And so, but I encourage anyone who have a dream, filmmakers, who people in the community who would like to go into filmmaking, go for it. And many years of the San Joaquin International Film Festival, I've showcased work from filmmakers who grew up in Stockton, who went on to win awards at Sundance, to be honored, to be to have their films all over the world, and they bring it back to Stockton. And so we have to be chasers of dreams, livers of dreams, and believers in dreams. And so, and that's the power of cinema, the magic of cinema. And I'm just very happy to be able to continue to share this with this community. So thank you very much for that opportunity.
Well, thank you, and I appreciate you being on the show. So we have been speaking with Sophoan Sorn, and he is the founder of the San Joaquin International Film Festival. You can go ahead and find out more information. That will be taking place this Saturday again, all-day event. You can find out more at San Joaquin International Film Festival on Facebook. Look up that page. Very great venue, and if you enjoy filming, if you enjoy culture, and I love the fact that it's very educational in terms of film festivals he's putting together. So we have with us also now, just sliding over, is Val Acoba. And so Val, as we go ahead and go into 2018, I know you've been involved in the arts a lot. Tell me, what is your origin relationship with Stockton, and why are you so committed to the arts here in Stockton, California?
I'm a Stockton native and born and bred here, and went through Stockton schools, went to University of the Pacific, and I am very, very devoted to multi-ethnic arts. My husband and I have been active in multi-ethnic arts in the community for over 40 years, and we feel that it's very important to broadcast the diversity of our community, because that's one of the important things about this area. I'm also very concerned about young people, and so I try to add the multi-ethnic arts aspect into educational activities. I'm a retired school teacher from Stockton Unified School District.
And so that's how you made your fortune, because we know we really take care and pay a lot to the teachers, because money drives everything. We want to make sure you're taken care of, right?
I pretty much make sure things are taken care of.
No, I know. Which, by the way, that's a side
and
note.
I've taken care of Jim, too.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You saved my butt, literally. But, I will tell you one thing I just have to give a shout out here. I made that comment about teachers because I believe teachers are really the catalyst for things happening. And so we really have to look at that. That's just a side note in terms of how we're supporting teachers. But you were talking about that. Let me let you go ahead and continue here.
Well, currently, some of my projects are with children's or youth theater programs, and I am in charge. The main one I'm in charge of, and I am the founder of, is the Red Dragon Youth Theater, which is at Confucious Church on 212 Lafayette in Stockton. The Confucius Church venue is very important to me because it is related to the Chinese Benevolent Association, which my father was involved with in the 50s and the late 40s, and I'm glad. I feel that I'm helping him as I teach Red Dragon Youth Theater. Red Dragon Youth Theater has been in existence for 5 years now, and it is funded partially by the Stockton Arts Commission through grants, and I really appreciate that. The grants go into lighting and sound equipment, and I've just received a Muller-Niven grant from the Arts Commission, and I will be using it to get microphones. We do Asian American plays and plays by Asian American writers. They're basically Chinese based, but they're not in Chinese language. They are in English, and I teach these plays, or I direct these plays with my heart, but with students that are not necessarily Chinese, and so I feel that I am passing Chinese culture on to the community.
One thing I want to ask you, there's a lot going on in terms of technology. We have this thing called, what do they call it? Oh, these smartphones, right? We have Facebook. We have a lot of interaction here, things that stimulate the mind. And one of the things I get concerned about, and there is an incredible discussion about just people's focus, lack of attention, because now people are used to, creative things being built for them. They see it, they see it before they can really imagine it. And so with theater is all about creating, right?
Right.
And so do you see a difference in the youth from yesteryear to the youth of today? Do you think that technology is starting to stifle the creativity of the future generation, or do you feel like it's adding to it?
I think technology is adding to the creativity because these young people are incredibly creative, and the things that they can do with technology really helps theatrical programs, and particularly here in Stockton. A lot of my young students, I teach acting and acting skills, but also technical theater. And a lot of young students that work in my programs become people who do technical theater in the community. I have one young man who is now the assistant technical director at UOP. I have another young man that's a technical director for a theater in Sacramento.
This is great. You must be really proud of the accomplishments you've had in contributing to the arts.
I'm proud of helping these young people because they will continue to support the arts, support multi-ethnic arts, support arts in the community.
Okay, now you've been a teacher for a while here in the Stockton area.
36 years.
Only 36 years. Well, so that must make you started teaching when you're about 10 years. That makes you about 46 or so, right, or 46 or so. 46 plus, right? But in terms of creativity, one of the things I see is that Stockton also, unfortunately, has reputation. There's a lot going on here. We've had this discussion. Governor Don's shed some light in terms of media, just neighboring cities that really put the focus on Stockton, so it takes the focus away from them, right? But I wanted to ask you, in terms of just what you do with the youth, right? how do you see it contributing to them developing? Because there's a lot of people that really need to seize the opportunities that are out there, but you kind of have to build the talent to be able to achieve the ability to reach out to those opportunities. Do you see the creativity contributing to a lot of your students?
I see the creativity contributing to a lot of the students, and I'm trying to encourage arts programs, not necessarily theater arts, but many types of arts. I was a dance teacher for many years, but to be advanced in Stockton. For an example, in Stockton right now we have issues with one of the high schools. Their theater is in disrepair, and I try and help by actually one of my students has an article in the newspaper about the school, and is bringing it up to the board meeting, and has started petitions and so that arts can be continued at Stagg High School in Stockton. There's a board meeting tonight that's going to talk about it.
Yeah, and there's a lot of schools, my understanding, budget-wise, they're cutting out some of these programs, artistic programs, in some of the school districts. Have you heard about that?
That's very, very true.
And there is so much of a tie to creativity, IQ, just really being able to progress in life. So what do you think the solution to that is, if funds are being cut?
Well, some parents are very resourceful, and there are a lot of programs that are around the community that support the arts, and they're finding them. It's unfortunate that they don't get them in their own schools because of lack of funding. I teach 3 children's theater workshops a year, one in Linden, the one for Red Dragon Youth Theater, and one at Delta College. And the young people there definitely gain knowledge from taking these outside classes.
So, you've seen a lot here in Stockton. And I know we also have on March 4th the parade here.
Yes.
And so tell us a little bit about why the parade is important to this area, the Chinese New Year parade.
Well, the parade, which Jim MCs, is part of...
Do I?
Yes.
Or is it somebody that looks like me? We all look alike, right?
Very similar to you. Or has your hat anyway.
Oh, yeah. Ash actually has the hat as well. So anyway, tell us why that is so significant to the area.
The parade is connected to the Stockton's Chinese New Year's Festival. This year, the festival is on March 4th. It is the 40th year of the festival, and so that's pretty important. The festival is at the Stockton Civic Auditorium, and for the 40 years it's existed, it's been there except for maybe 2 years, and at which it was at Confucious Church, which is where I do my Red Dragon Youth Theater. And it stages many cultural events and has a fundraiser for a lot of the Asian groups in town. This year I'm going to be doing a photo booth.
Wow.
Because I have a collection of Chinese costumes.
Great.
And it will be sponsored by the Chinese Benevolent Association. We'll be right in the front, so I'm not stage managing this year.
Oh, are you happy about that?
I like stage managing.
I thought you would. You have a little bit to do with theater, as we found out.
Yes, they
just a little bit.
Works.
So, there's a lot of history here. Obviously, all joking aside, you and Benny, I see at so many community events. I know you support a lot of different cultures, communities here in Stockton, California, and I know you're very well respected. A lot of people come to you for entertainment, specifically dealing with the Chinese culture and community. And so any final words or thoughts you'd like to give to people that are listening about why theater, why the arts are so important to any economy?
The arts are important basically because they are the civilization of our local communities, and they need to be helped, not just in the Chinese area, because I know I support many groups, and and I will continue to do so. But there are jobs in the community, and if there are no arts in the schools, then young people don't know about these jobs, And so I'm hoping that the performing arts that I teach or that continues in this community is helped and increased, because young people would like to have these for a career. They need to know about careers.
Well, that is great. Well, thank you for all your contribution here. And, I know as we go ahead and continue discussion about Stockton specifically, think about the implications of what we talked about in terms of arts, the theater, just things that are happening here in Stockton, the implications they have to other communities wherever you're at as well, no matter where you're listening to nationwide as well. I am so excited because I had a chance to also interview Drew Hunt, and he actually has on the corner Governor Don, can you go ahead and just share a little bit about the name of his lab on the corner, and also just why you feel like it's significant in Stockton here?
Okay, well, first of all, it's called the Art Lab, and it's right there on the corner of Pacific and Bedford Road. It's actually right in front of our radio station, and that location is pretty prominent. Most people, they recognize it. It used to be a flower shop a while back. And they had, it was empty for, it seemed like a couple years. I don't know. But, people were kind of wondering what was going to happen there, what's going on with it. And a few people tried to open up something there. But Drew Hunt went ahead and opened up a very clever business, which is he's an attorney. And so he does his law practice there. But he calls it the Art Lab because he really actually supports the arts with his location. So it's an art gallery, and they do a bunch of art events, like the sit and paint kind of events, and they just had a talent open mic on Sunday, and not only that, he also he's a I guess what you call an amateur producer and podcaster, and so he does all those creative things as well. And he said that he came back to town really literally and specifically to come back into Stockton to give back to the community. He found himself, with a successful legal career down in Southern Cali, and when it was time for him to decide what was next, he said, "I got to go back home to Stockton, and I have to do something to help my community." And
wow,
so far it's been a great adventure. It went from total obscurity to front page. Everyone pretty much knows now. It's a buzz around town about the Stockton Art Lab, and there's so much activity going on there. And so Drew has been a great addition to the Miracle Mile in our community, and we welcome him back home.
Great. Well, thank you, Drew, for what you do out there. That's just off the Miracle Mile here. And this show is really catered to the arts, and I want to go ahead and slide on over to Eileen Kelly. She is from that other city way out there, far and beyond, over in Sacramento, California. I also have a show there, Rush Hour for Success, and I'm very excited. That is a major network out there, and over here, she has an endeavor which I'm partnering with her to be able to bring nightlife, leisurely nightlife to various communities. And welcome here today, Eileen.
Hi, Jim. Thank you for having me.
Well, it's great having you here. And, it's really neat just hearing about some of the things you get a chance to do with the different communities here over in the different cities you're looking at too. Now, you deal as a premium bartender. I know that you have had a chance to share with us what that means. For the people that are listening for this show, can you, again, describe what you actually do?
Yes, I've been a professional bartender for 15 years. I am a premium level bartender at the Golden One Center in Sacramento. So I work in the VIP lounges and suites that our season ticket holders have access to. It's a lot of fun. It's a beautiful facility. And I also 10 bar for the PGA, so I travel around the country with the PGA and 10 bar at all of their big golf tournaments, such as the President's Cup, which I just returned from in October. That was quite an experience. So I also do music festivals throughout California, such as Bottle Rock, Coachella, which is coming. They are both coming up soon, and Outside Lands in San Francisco. It's a great career, and I love doing it. And
your title for Big City Nightlife, which you can reference at bigcitynightlife.com. If you was to describe what you do as a leisure entertainment concierge, that is such an incredible name. That is a very big name.
Yes.
So you're taking on a big industry. So what are you trying to do with big city nightlife?
I'm trying to provide a one-stop shop for everything you could possibly consider a leisure activity, and the other aspects that go along with it, such as working in the industry. If you're interested in a career in the restaurant or hospitality business, we provide resources for that training. We provide information on what's going on when, in what city, whatever city you might be in. You have one place to find it all instead of having to look a bunch of different spots. So
that's great, and I love the fact that this kind of came about by osmosis and organically. We were talking to Jerry Wolf, the owner of Whiskey Barrel Tavern, just also on the mile here. We're actually going to be talking to him a little bit later as well. But you know, it's interesting how we have a lot of these different communities, the artistic communities, the restaurants, and it seems like there does need a concerted effort. There does need to be a concerted effort to really pull some things strategically together. And so that's what I know the wok, symbolic of, you know, something you cook in. Is that right, Val?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So W-O-K, all right? That basically puts calories in your body, unlike a wok, W-A-L-K, that takes calories out of the body. But anyway, a wok is all about pulling together things, and that's what we do. So that's why this is such a fantastic endeavor, because I know you're also focused on trying to be the hub where people can go and look at it as a resource for entertainment, nightlife for a city. Is that correct?
Well, I think it really provides an opportunity to gain exposure to, you know, a potential new genre of clients. Like here on the Miracle Mile, I think it's a wonderful concept to have all the different variety in one place so that people can maybe check out something they weren't thinking about checking out before. They might not have known how entertaining country music could be, for instance.
Yeah.
You know,
country music, that's an interesting discussion here. What are you finding are the types of, let's say, music people are gravitating towards these days? We talked about this a little bit on the prior show, but what kind of music is really capturing the audience right now?
I believe it's live, it's local, it's organic. So, you know, people are really, really on the supportive of the idea of supporting our local artists. More and more new music comes out, and I think the whole pop, you know, pre-manufactured type of pop music that's out there right now is just, people are realizing it's actually quite boring sometimes and quite, you know, repetitive. It's not very creative, and
it's kind of like watching the same movie over and over again,
exactly.
Right?
Someone trying to remake a great movie and just failing miserably, you know. And it's just like, I feel like I've seen this movie, even though it's completely different, you know, storyline. You still feel like you've seen the movie before. So what sorts of genre of music do you see coming up right now? You know, we have the pop, we have the rock, we have the country, we have the fusion, we have the screamo. That's kind of a whole interesting culture itself. Yeah, I think it's actually going to be a combination, just like a wok, and you throw a bunch of ingredients in, you come out with something delicious. That seems to be what the trend in music is right now. People are taking different genres and meshing them together. So you've got rock hip hop. That's a growing genre in Sacramento. It's getting a lot of attention. You've got, you know, ska, which no doubt made famous. Gwen Stefani, no doubt, made that genre famous.
What was that called?
It's called ska, and it originated in Southern California. Mm-hmm.
Okay, interesting.
It's kind of a cross between punk and rock and pop. I mean, it's kind of a melding of all three, and it's great. I mean, I think there is a lot of potential, you know, to be creative when you're taking something that's already established and you're mixing it with something else. Kind of, you know, it is, and it opens. I think it really bridges gaps between cultures too. I think it builds a great bridge between people of different backgrounds and cultures, and you know, provides exposure to those artists and to people seeking new forms of entertainment. It really works well together.
You know, we talked a lot about music, and I believe just the heart of a lot of emotion is in music. Now let's go ahead and move over to comedy. Now comedy, I know you've done some stand-up. I've started to do a little stand-up myself. As a matter of fact, I'll be doing some more stand-up on February 14th over in Ceres again. And so can you imagine, I have this thing that is, you know, the age I do the hashtag Crazian, which Crazian is not unique, but the Crazian is. but I'm very excited about just participating. But what do you think of comedy in terms of nightlife? What do you think is a predominant thing that is that people are going out to watch right now? Is it comedy? Is it music? Is it just sitting and
I think they're looking for a variety. There's nothing really. Nobody wants to be singular. Some people enjoy dance more than they do comedy, or live music more than they do dance. But I do think that people are looking to kind of broaden their horizons, because I noticed that, doing the same thing all the time means you're around the same people all the time. It gets very boring. So stand-up comedy, it's a great form of performance art, and it's very entertaining. It's a wonderful, way to take a date out for something that you don't normally expect. Dinner and a movie is what usually people expect. So dinner and a comedy show's fun, and it's allowing people to, explore their own personal creativity without, making people laugh's a wonderful thing. That's why I do it. I love to make people laugh.
Okay, now, as we go ahead and move forward in society, also we have a lot of these things on our phone that grab our attention. Do you think this is hitting the night, affecting the nightlife in a positive, negative way? Is it allowing people just to connect more, or is social media kind of giving them just another vehicle to stay home, or what? Do you see people still wanting to go out?
Oh yes, I definitely think it's a great. I guess what would you say, partner? It's a great addition to what people have done traditionally to entertain themselves and to gather as a community. It provides an opportunity to let people know where you're being. You can share information in an instant. It's just you find a map to where you got to go. I mean, everything you need is right there in the palm of your hand. It's just a matter of having boundaries for yourself and some discipline, because I still think that manners and social etiquette is very, very important.
And with entertainment, I believe it's really important, not just for the economy, but also for the culture. Just the culture, the different generations. How do you see just entertainment bridging that, or do you see that bridging that at all?
Well, with retro, like what they call retro, the 80s are a big, going through a big boost right now. Funk music is really huge in Sacramento. We've got a great couple of funk DJs, and they've really, really grown that genre and that particular, niche of music throughout Sacramento. So now, a lot of venues are providing a funk night, because it does draw out a good crowd. It's a very broad-reaching type of genre of music. It's not, and so.
When we talk about funk, are we talking like the old school funk?
Yeah, 70s,
really?
80s funk.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, it's
our era.
Yeah, it's great dance music. It's nice and mellow. It's not offensive. People enjoy it. So with the real retro thing, I think what's happening with new music and they're recreating classic music with their own personal touch on it. And I think that's very, very cool, because some people really take a song that, is iconic, that we all love, and they make it into something different. And it's like different, but just as good. I enjoy it a lot, actually, what I've seen.
Wow. Well, that's really good. I want to ask you, there's this concept I heard about called social eating. You just go out there and you just try different foods, and a great way to start just meeting people and stuff as well, right? You also have the oxygen bars, which are interesting in some cities. Mm-hmm. So can you describe what that is, or have you heard much about that, where you're just going out, you're just basically getting a great meal, getting together with people, and just that's the way you socialize. It's kind of a little bit of an old school way of doing things, but
and they use a very new school piece of technology to make it happen. These meetup groups happen because of social media, so that's where I say they're very important to each other in our modern lives, and I think they're a very good complement to each other. Various groups, any kind of group you could think of joining is available pretty much. If you want to, have a wine enthusiast group, there's those. There's people that like to take limos to wineries. There's a group that is that specific. So it's wonderful, because you can connect with other people who have common interests, people you've never met before and never would meet if this medium wasn't available.
Great. Well, tell me some of the cities that you're looking to expand out into.
Every city in the United States, any city that has a thriving nightlife and places of interest, that where people can gather and have a variety of options to enjoy. That's where my target is.
Great. And the hub, of course, is Sacramento for you.
Yes, it's my hometown, and it's where my inspiration came from.
That's exciting. Now, in terms of what you're doing with big city nightlife specifically, so again, people are going to go there as a resource to find out what to do, what's available out there. So how are you going to pull all these things together and elements together for big city nightlife?
We are currently getting ready to launch a new calendar, which is interactive. So if you go on Tuesday, December 12th, and Sacramento, you're going to find out everybody who participates in our calendar. You can find out what they have to offer for that evening. So you don't have to go to an individual venue to see what they're doing and then go from venue to venue. Just go to one place and you'll know what everybody's doing, so you can pick what you want to do.
Well, this is going to be very exciting. And so we actually have a page that we started because last week Stockton wasn't really directly on the map. Is that correct? Last week?
No, it wasn't, but it definitely has a place.
Yeah, it does, because you made a commitment and you're going to keep your word, right?
Oh, I'm keeping my word. And he's all I have to do is let him go, and he's going to make it happen anyway.
So we're gonna do some great things, pulling together entertainment. And there is a page called Stockton Nightlife, spelled Nitelife, one word, Stockton Nightlife. And so we're going to be pulling together a lot of the communities, a lot of the eateries, a lot of the entertainment. So if you're a comedian, if you're a musician, if you're a reader, you're an author, and you participate in any way or are a resource for nightlife, please let us know. And so we'll be doing the same thing that they're doing right now in Sacramento over here in Stockton, California. And this is very important because this is something that can really help the economy by enriching our culture as well. And we'll bring in theater and stuff as well, right? Right. A lot of the murder mysteries I've participated in and improv. And so we've actually been taking, I've actually been taking over the last 4 times improv from, you probably know this name, yes. Harvey Jordan. You know him. And so, wow, I didn't realize his level of expertise, It's
very high.
And
very good.
Very good. He does a lot of things in Pleasanton, Sacramento, and his whole thing is to raise the bar of theater here over in Stockton, California as well. And I hear he's done some great three people plays as well, 3-person plays.
Yes,
Are you familiar with his work?
Is very good. Everything Harvey does is very good. Excellent quality.
Yeah, I get that from him, and he's very precise. And you are also known in that arena also for the culture and community that you bring as well.
That's right. Harvey and I get along very well when we're working together. It's wonderful. And I want you to remember who put you on stage first, Jim.
That's right. In terms of the read, it was Val Acoba with Aurora, and that was from Aurora was from the that was hosted by Tosco. Yeah.
Okay. But it was written by the Filipino-American playwright Jeannie Baroga, who I've done many of her plays from.
Yes. So, I appreciate what you do for community. You're hearing a lot of this stuff for the first time about nightlife in Stockton with us. What do you think of it? Do you think something like that could work? You've seen a lot here in terms of the community.
I think it would work wonderfully. I mean, Stockton has grown so much. When Stockton was younger, my father owned a restaurant called The Islander, and The Islander had acts that he got from Lake Tahoe and Reno and places like that. But there was nothing like what we have now with all the media that we can use. It was just phones then.
Wow. Well, bringing together the community, bringing together entertainment is so very important. And entertainment is so crucial. When people laugh together, they drink more. So that helps the economy, right? When people are having a good time, they drink more. But then again, if they're sad, they drink more as well, right?
Hey.
So we're here to help the economy either way.
They can also be very entertaining when they drink more, too.
Oh, wow.
Without knowing it.
Yeah. So any final words here as we discuss just kind of what we're trying to do here for within the city, bringing together just a resource and really serve as a centralized location for things that are happening. Now, there are other endeavors, of course, like Celebrate Stockton, Visit Stockton. There are other sites already that are doing that. We're not trying to replace those, overshadow those, but we're specifically focused in on the nightlife and entertainment here. So any other final words you'd like to go ahead and add?
Yeah, well, I just wanted to say, the important thing about entertainment and leisure is that it's an escape from the stress mess of daily life. It's how we fulfill our desire to have a true purpose, and it's our outlet for our inherent creativity. Our creativity is what has helped us evolve into a civilized, community-based, species. We have traveled the world. We can travel the world. We can travel to the outer reaches of this, outer space now. It's just amazing. And that is all originated from people's creativity. So I think that being creative is part of being a human being, and it's a wonderful thing we should be celebrating all the time. It's a way we learn, it's a way we grow, and it's a way we share. So with that being said, I think Stockton is set to be a very, very important part of Northern California, more than, it's kind of, I feel, been in the shadow of the Bay Area and Sacramento as far as it's just kind of like this southern spot here in the map. But Stockton is very much closer to the Central Valley and all our agriculture. It's a, city of ports, and it's really a historic city with the beautiful little neighborhoods that I don't think people are very aware of. And then with Sacramento's real estate market doing what it is, Stockton's next on the map, I believe.
That's great. Well, we've covered a lot today. We went all the way from film festivals to theater to the arts and now to entertainment. And our whole endeavor is to be able to increase awareness of all the great things that are happening here in Stockton, California. Things that are happening here because we've experienced them already really have global implications. Some great things are on the horizon, are already happening. And so as we go ahead and move on forward through December, ending this year, I want you to go ahead and take some chances and really end out this year strong. Don't think about what if I stumble and fall. The question is, what if you end up flying when you take that opportunity? This is Jim T. Chong with KXVS, the voice of Stockton, right off the Miracle Mile. So have a great 2017 and do something big and learn how to fly. Take care. God bless.